All right, hope everyone's doing well. So, bear with me, it's the morning and I'm kind of still waking up a little bit. I wanted to share, this will be part of two videos. I'll do a kind of a I'll review my thoughts on the morning in the very next video after this. But this video, I wanted to talk about a situation I had yesterday with a platform, a trading platform, and the platform was Oanda. And I'm not saying that this could only happen to Oanda. It could easily happen to, if you're in the US, forex.com. So anyways, what happened was sometime yesterday afternoon, I'll give you an idea, probably around somewhere around here. I was long. I bought somewhere in here, had a stop down here, and around this time, my Oanda, everything Oanda just shut down. And what I mean by that is their online trading platform was down. Their mobile phone app was down. And I even tried to call them around noon. Or actually, I tried to call them around 11 a.m. my time, Central Time. And their phones went straight to voicemail. So needless to say, what that meant was I had no physical way of altering the trade or closing the position, modifying anything. So I was able to watch, of course, I had TradeStation. This platform is not Oanda, it's TradeStation for anybody wondering. So of course I could still see I could see what the market was doing, so it wasn't too much of a concern, but it was still a little nerve-wracking that I could not do anything but I was confident that I had a protective stop in, and worst case I got stopped out and there's just nothing I could do about it. But it got me to thinking. In this case, it was only about 30-40 minutes, probably not even an hour. But the reality is Oanda is a very large U.S. broker for Forex. If I'm correct, they're really one of only two Forex brokers for the U.S. I could be entirely wrong about that. But anyways, they're a large platform. So to see them, their servers crashed. Something happened. I'm going to call later today and try to figure out more about it. But either way, I wanted to share a video to everyone to remind them that even though I've had Oanda for about 2 years, and probably 300, 400 trading days looking at Oanda. So for Oanda for one time out of 400 or 300 for the server to go down, that's really not all that much. That's a pretty good track record. But what I wanted to say was, you have to be mindful that there's always the risk you're going to enter a trade and something's going to happen. Either, and quite possibly the actual online broker or the broker goes down and you just have no way of altering the trade. So, it's extremely important to, as soon as you enter a trade, put a stop loss in, put a protective stop in, and realize no matter where it is, and the smaller the time frame, the higher the risk. Something could happen that could stop you out. Now, fortunately, price did not stop me out. Now, I was looking at Oanda, part of Oanda's online website, and they were saying the euro dollar at one point over here was like a 9 pip spread. And I don't know if that's true or not. And I think literally, fortunately enough, I honestly think my stop came within 2 pips of being stopped out. And like I said, there's nothing I could do about it. So it's just a great reminder. Anything can happen, and you have to be prepared to be able to take the loss. Because sometimes there may be nothing you can do about it. And that is a part of trading. You hear Al say in the videos, Al Brooks, there's a link below the bottom if you want to learn more about him. Just look at my prior videos. I reference him enough. He mentions in the videos, in the video course, that there's always the risk of something outside of your control happening. And you have to be prepared for that. You just have to. So enough about that. I'm not going to switch. I'm not going to stop using Oanda just because of one time. Now, if it happened again today, then yeah, that's a problem. If it happened next week, then yeah, it's a problem. But for one time out of 300 days or 400 days I've had it, I'm not all that concerned. And it was only for 30 or 40 minutes. So, but again, it just reminded me, anything could happen. And you have to be okay with it. It's kind of like, well, I'm trying to think of a reasonable example. If I sold here and I said, I'll get out, I want to see what price does above this, I'll sell here and I'll look to get out depending on what this bar does. Well, what if Oanda went down during this bar and now price is up here? I could lose twice as much as I meant to lose, maybe 3 times as much. So you have to be mindful of that and just make it a habit. And, especially with Oanda, it's so easy to do it, to just put in a stop. Even if you don't have a target in, just put in a stop somewhere. So worst case, 99.9% of the time, you won't lose much more than that. So that's my rant. I'm not gonna gripe, and I'm not gonna blame Oanda. I'm not telling anybody to go and use forex.com instead, because the same exact thing could have happened to them. No matter, that is the game you play with trading. There are unknown variables, and you hear I'll talk about it all the time. So I hope that helps. Feel free to comment below if you have a question. You can go to the Brooks Price Action.com. That's Brooks, BROOKS, Price, PRICE, Action, ACTION.com. My username is BCWOLFF, and message me there. That's probably the easiest way to make sure that I receive the message, and I'll work on getting back to you. All right, thanks.